Hi, I'm going to tell you a little bit about a script I wrote called AnimationToPNG. Basically, it's a script that will output any animation that you have in Unity out to a series of ping files. So I'm going to show you how this script works and how easy it is to get this set up and working with an animation like we have in Unity Sprites and Bones, which is a free open source program that you can use to make skeletal animations. And basically I wanted to have Unity become more of a 2D animation editor that you can even output your animations to pings and use them in other programs if you want, or you can use them for other game engines if you want to do artwork and animation in Unity and then export your stuff to use in case of porting for another game, or maybe you just want to use sprites instead of skeletal animation, or any animation really. You can put 3D and make it into sprites as well with this. So let me give you a little rundown on how this script works. Basically, we have our AnimationToPNG script that is on a game object. You can just throw it on any regular game object. I just have everything at position 0. I have a prefab that has the same stuff with you need a black and white camera with black camera obviously with black background, and a white camera with a white background. Both of these are orthographic cameras so that we can capture everything in 2D, and they need to be set at -10Z, so you can put anything in front of it and it should show up in the camera. So we have our two cameras attached to this game object. Really, the cameras don't need to be attached to this game object. They can be anywhere you want, but in our script we just have to reference them. So let me show you a little bit about that. Basically, we have our animation name. That's what we can call our animation in the final output. It'll put a prefix of this name in front of the numerical ping output file names when you export it. So I'm just going to call this orc for our orc character that came with Unity Sprites and Bones. And the folder name you can change to whatever you like. I'm just going to leave it at the default of ping animations. If you try to overwrite this folder again, like say you run the script again, it will not overwrite the animations in it. It will just create a new folder with a number after it, incrementally adding a number every time you use the script. It will keep adding folders with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you that way, it doesn't you don't have to delete your pre-existing animations, and it won't overwrite anything you've already done. So, but you can change the name to whatever you want, and it'll output them there. We have our frame rate, how many frames per second the animation is going to run. In this case, I've got 25 frames per second. And I want to do, it's just 1 second of animation, so I'm going to do all 25 frames. So it's going to output 25 frames of ping files. And then we have our other two cameras here. We have a white camera, which I'm going to drag and drop here, and our black camera, which I'm going to drag and drop here. Basically, these cameras don't have to be inside this game object. They can be anywhere, but they just need to be referenced in the variables here, so it can change the camera settings. Even if you didn't put it orthographic, it will automatically do that in the script, and it will change the orthographic size for based on this pixels to world unit that you can specify. How many pixels do you want per world unit? It could be the same as your sprites. It could be something that you want particular for the camera render. I just chose this number because it seemed to look as good for the amount of units I wanted it to be in this camera view. The last option is use render texture. I highly recommend using this if you have Unity Pro. It will render out the animations a lot nicer, and it will use the full HD camera screen for it, so you can have all your animations be output no matter how big they are on this. If you don't check this, then it will basically split the screen and output the animation with a black background and a white background, and it will create the alpha channel based on those two values. So that way you will not have the full camera image, but you will have half of it, and with your character in the middle. So whatever you have in the middle, that's what it's going to do. Just make sure it doesn't go over half the width. So if you have free, you're stuck without using render texture, and that's the method I used. If you find a better method of doing that and it works, please add it to either the wiki or the Unity Sprites and Bones GitHub, and I'll be happy to implement it. But I could not get it to work with trying to freeze the frame and combining the black and white per frame that way. I just had to do it split, and that came out with the best quality image for Unity Free. But I highly suggest, if you have render texture, use that. So I'm going to just I'm going to show you how this works. Basically, I'm going to show you the free version, how it splits the screen and animates and puts it out. But all you have to do is you maximize your game window, and you hit play, and it's going to output the animations as it plays. And as you see, this has the black background, this has the white background, and it's going to combine them in the final output. And then we'll have our animation and have 25 frames of this animation playing. So if you see down in the lower left hand corner, it says complete, 25 video frames rendered, none indexed, and it's done. Even though it's playing, it's not recording anymore. So we stop there, and I'm going to minimize this back to what it was. And if you look here in our folder where I had it, it's got our ping animation files, and it has work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way through 25. So captured all 25 of our frames. Open it up, and if I scroll through them, it has all 25 frames of that animation. So that concludes my demonstration of animation to ping, and hopefully this will help you out in creating your animations and exporting them out to ping files, so you can use for whatever you want. Thanks for watching, and hope this helps you out. Bye.